This demonstration will walk through the current Salesforce to OpenAir integration capabilities. The integration is a standard integration between Salesforce and NetSuite OpenAir. It does support a manual sync, which is one way from the Salesforce system to the OpenAir environment. There are a lot of options available by leveraging Salesforce customizations and mapping those customizations to things such as custom fields and standard fields within the NetSuite OpenAir environment. The data flows available within the environment include the opportunity object as a manual push to create the OpenAir project. This can also include customization such as controlling the project stage, the project owner, and setting various custom fields associated to OpenAir project tracking and reporting. The account record can be manually pushed as a client into the OpenAir environment or comes along with the opportunity push when the project is created. Other optional data flows include contact record to create billing contacts in the OpenAir environment for invoicing, the opportunity product lines on the opportunity creating budget transaction lines within the OpenAir project, and cases that are linked to the opportunity creating tasks within the OpenAir environment. Each of these are a manual push or associated to the manual push of an update or an initial creation of the opportunity record. The manual push would appear as a push to OpenAir button within the opportunity page itself. Whenever this push to OpenAir is selected, the information related to the opportunity would be synchronized with the OpenAir environment. The account is also a manual push or is updated automatically as part of the project push from the opportunity to project integration. Contact records would have a push to contact OpenAir button and allow the creation of contacts within the OpenAir environment under the associated client. They are automatically marked as a billing contact and can be used within the invoicing process. Opportunity products within the opportunity product lines within an opportunity can be included as part of the opportunity push. They do not require a separate button. They are included with the project push action and create budget transaction lines, which include the date, the name of the product, and the total value, which is quantity times sales unit price. You also have the option to filter on certain opportunity products, thus preventing only the ones related to your services projects to go into the OpenAir environment. Cases, once they're linked to an opportunity, can also be used to create tasks automatically in the OpenAir system. Alternatively, you can copy templates within the opportunity push, which would create standard task templates according to the OpenAir templates you have set up in the environment. The configuration options are primarily driven on the Salesforce side, as this is the information that's being passed over to the OpenAir environment to set certain fields. In order for the integration to be supported, users must have a Salesforce login, and you set up a single sign-on so that the user can push the object from Salesforce into the OpenAir environment. You must also have the permission to create objects such as projects, contacts, and so forth in order for the integration to complete its actions. Some things that you can consider controlling from the opportunity push into the OpenAir system are things like the opportunity stage or various fields that have certain values in Salesforce but need translations into the OpenAir environment. The code that drives the integration actually includes the credentials that are necessary to log in for a single sign-on, but also gives you field-level control for clients and projects to understand which items are initially set upon the initial push action from the opportunity or account over to the OpenAir system, or which fields can also be updated every time that push is repeatedly activated. Things such as the project name could be defaulted to the opportunity name and then be owned within the OpenAir environment so that further pushes of the button to synchronize the OpenAir Salesforce opportunity to OpenAir project does not overwrite the field name. However, you can opt to have Salesforce control more of the fields so that each time the OpenAir push to OpenAir button is pushed, the opportunity would update information within the OpenAir environment, such as project stage. Things to consider in the customizations of the integration is not only the structure of the opportunity, but the template, so we can copy over a standard set of tasks, billing rules, revenue rules, anything that the project from a new project action within OpenAir can actually perform. So we can default a lot of information to keep things standard between the environments. The project owner is also a field that can be derived within the opportunity logic to set a specific project owner for controls within the OpenAir environment. And a variety of formula fields could be used to determine the conditional setting of values based on logic that you decide happens between Salesforce and OpenAir and the integration logic itself. The opportunity product actually has its own logic where you can actually pass the name of the product, the date, and the total amount as budget line items. However, you can also customize this mapping to include things like the service, which is also set on tasks and rules within the OpenAir environment, custom fields to support reporting, and also the ability to filter out certain products that you would not want to make available within the OpenAir system. So let's go into the environment and create an opportunity and show some of the customizations that can be achieved within the integration. Various fields that I have set on this opportunity form include service offering. The service offering has logic embedded in the integration to copy a specific template with the same name as the service offering. This template defaults a series of things such as tasks and billing rules and recognition rules. I'm going to set the stage to qualified lead, which in the environment that I'm going to be pushing it into maps to a specific project stage within the environment, OpenAir environment. I'll add my budget lines. And now I have a complete opportunity. As I go into the OpenAir system in which I'm going to be pushing this opportunity as a project, you can see there's a variety of project stages. There is a mapping in the logic that I'm going to demonstrate that maps the sales stage to the opportunity stage, which can be configured according to your specific instance. I'm looking at all projects that start with Top Step Consulting, and you'll notice I do have a series of, they're in the template stage, templates that are named after the service offerings. So specifically the deployment services template is what's going to get copied, which has a default task structure and default billing and revenue recognition rules. Let me go ahead and push that opportunity now. And you'll get a status of the integration as it occurs. This includes the fact that what happens with the client. The client will always be updated. It's controlled by the integration logic on what fields are updated in that action. And the PSA consulting project was added as a new project. Additionally, a budget transaction was added for the consulting services amount associated to this opportunity. So I have a $24,000 product-based, product services-based project with the name PSA Consulting for Top Step Consulting. And if I do a refresh within the OpenAir environment, you'll see the PSA Consulting project has come in, and I've set it as active in the logic that comes in from the integration. It's in the project stage of qualification, and let's just take a look at some of the things that are associated to this project. So some of the fields in the logic between the two systems are being defaulted, such as the project name, the client, the project owner is being defaulted by the integration as well as the project stage, and the start date is assuming the date of today. But other values that are being defaulted are custom fields such as deployment services, as well as a linking field to understand which opportunity is linked to this project. You notice the budget field has the $24,000 in it. That actually is associated to a budget line item that came in as part of the opportunity product mapping, which has the name of the product, the total amount based on quantity times unit price, and the date that I put on the transaction itself. I did copy a template over, so the template actually had default billing rules and default revenue recognition rules, as well as a default task list set up with generics, which then allows me to quickly associate real people with the individual task assignments. Now what happens as I make changes to this opportunity? If I change this opportunity to something like at risk, if I do a subsequent push, the logic that currently is in this part of this customized integration is updating the project, updating the budget, and updating the client. However, the only action that I did was to change the stage. If I look at what's happened within the OpenAir environment, you'll see that the project itself has also migrated to the stage of at risk, so the systems are in sync according to the logic that was developed within the environment. I can also make changes to the product. Changing the value to 17,600, doing a subsequent push to the OpenAir environment. Shows an update action as we expect. And looking into the environment itself, the budget transaction has been updated to show the 17,600 product line. The integration logic can be customized according to your instances and your field setup within your Salesforce system, as well as your OpenAir system. The contact integration is similar. If you have a contact, and I'll put him against Top-Step Consulting as well. With no other information available, I'm just going to simply create the name of the person, so I can select Push Contact to OpenAir. This will actually update the client. However, there's been no updates to Top-Step Consulting, but the record has been added. And we can take a look at that contact creation in the OpenAir. And we're looking at John Doe here with the basic information I had in the Salesforce environment. It does assume that you want to make this person a billing contact, and of course the integration logic can be added to map things like email address, address information, phone number, and so forth. Throughout this demonstration, I've been manipulating between the two systems by going into each system's tab individually. However, you can actually combine the OpenAir experience within your Salesforce system, either from a multi-tab perspective, allowing people to see certain tabs such as projects, timesheets, and so forth within your Salesforce environment, or to consolidate all of that information into a single tab, such as OpenAir, and navigate throughout the OpenAir system within Salesforce itself. It's a matter of preference for the system that you want the users to be working in on a regular basis. Top-Step Consulting specializes in the Salesforce to OpenAir integration. If you would like more information about the Top-Step Consulting services provided, please visit www.topstepconsulting.com for more helpful tips. Thank you for your time, and I hope this demonstration was valuable.